Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video we will be practicing questions for your Gen C communication assessment. Okay, so if you are also going to appear for your Cognizant Gen C communication assessment, this video is going to be super helpful as I have taken questions for your practice which were actually asked in the previous assessments, and if you practice these questions you will get the actual idea of what kinds of questions are going to come in your Gen C communication assessment. So before we start the video, I just want one thing from you guys. If you are finding it helpful, please write the word helpful. With that I get to know how many of you are preparing for Cognizant Gen C assessments, and I will post more videos related to that. So without wasting any time, let's get started with today's video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel as it really motivates me to bring more such content for all of you. So let's get started with the first set of questions. Okay, so let's start by looking at the first set of questions that we have. The first set of questions are based on reading the sentences. Let's read the instructions first clearly and then we will attempt those questions. Read the following sentences aloud clearly and fluently. So guys, in this set of questions, you will be having one by one sentence displayed on your screen and you have to read it clearly and loudly. Okay, make sure that you don't make any of the mistakes in grammar or accent when you are speaking it out. So let's practice these statements that are given to us. The first statement, I am reading it out. The library is a quiet place to read and study. Second statement, hard work and determination lead to success. Third statement, she enjoys listening to music while working. Fourth statement, the streets were empty in the early morning. So guys, in this way you will be getting one by one statement. You have to speak it out loud. Okay, the same thing which is written on the screen, you have to read it and then speak it. Okay, so these questions are based on reading and then speaking. Okay, hope you have understood it. Now there are few things to take care. Okay, don't speak too fast also. Don't speak too fast, not too slow also. Okay, make sure that if there is any commas, okay, if there is any commas, full stop or something, then make sure to take a pause, okay, for those cases. So these are some tips that you have to follow for these types of questions. Okay, so here we are given few sentences. What we need to do is we need to read the following sentences aloud clearly and fluently. See, you will get one by one question on your screen and you need to read it aloud, and make sure that when you read it aloud, your pronunciation is very clear, you have a fluent tone and your tone is clearly audible. Okay, and it is clearly audible in the system. It should not be like you are speaking too slow or you are speaking too loud. Let's practice this. First of all, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read out these sentences one by one, so you will get to know how you have to read it in the exam. First sentence is, the weather today is perfect for a walk in the park. Second sentence, innovation and creativity drive technological advancements. Third statement, effective communication is essential in any workplace. The train was delayed due to unexpected weather conditions. Hard work and determination leads to success. So guys, if you notice, every single word when I'm pronouncing it is very clear. So try it. You also try in this way only, and if you want you can pause the video right now and recite or read every sentence right now itself, so that it will give you a practice of how you can read the sentences in actual exam. And you know, in exam you will not get all the eight sentences in one go. You will get one by one. You need to click on a button first and then you need to start speaking. Okay, since we are practicing, so that is why I have taken all the sentences in one go. Let's read with the next statement. The scientists conducted multiple experiments to prove the theory. She enjoys reading mystery novels in her free time. The meeting has been rescheduled to tomorrow morning. So I hope now you have understood how these kinds of questions you need to attempt. You will be given a sentence and you need to read it aloud. Okay, and these were first type of questions. Let's now move on to second types of questions, wherein what you need to do is you need to listen to the sentences and repeat it exactly what you hear it. Okay, so see guys, now what we will do in this kinds of question, how we can practice is, you guys just listen, don't read the sentences when I'm reading. So I'm going to read first and then you pause the video and read it. Okay, so don't read it. Basically the main aim of these kinds of questions is that how good your listening practice is. Okay, you have to understand that are you even able to listen it in one go or not, because you won't get a second chance, that is for sure. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to read the first sentence. You just listen it and then practice it saying aloud. Okay, the conference will begin at 10 a.m. sharp. Second sentence, She bought a beautiful dress for the party. Third sentence, learning a new language requires patience and practice. Guys, make sure that you pause the videos in between and read it by yourself, and don't watch it for some time, because this is not reading part, this is listening part. Okay, so this is listening part. Let me write it here. This is listening part, and you do not have to read the sentences. You just have to listen to the sentences which I am reading out, and then you have to say it along with me, like not along with me, but after, when I am done. Fourth sentence is, the customer service team handled the complaint efficiently. Next sentence, the manager appreciates employees who take initiative. Next sentence, the presentation was both informative and engaging. Moving on to the next sentence, please submit your report by the end of the day. Moving on to the next sentence, the restaurant serves delicious Italian food. Moving on to the next sentence, his dedication to the project was truly inspiring. Let me now move on to the next sentence. We have few more sentences with us. The road was blocked due to heavy snowfall. Next sentence that I am reading is, the company is expanding its operations globally. Next sentence is, he completed the assignment ahead of the deadline. Next sentence is, the teacher explained the concept very clearly. The next sentence that we have is, the bookstore offers a variety of interesting novels. Next sentence, she traveled to Europe for a business conference. And the last sentence that we have is, the new software update improves performance significantly. So guys, I hope you must have got a good practice of these kinds of questions. Let's now move on to the next set of questions, repeating the sentences. Now let's read the instructions very carefully, and then we will attempt these questions. Listen to the following sentences and repeat them exactly as you hear them. So see, in these types of questions, there will be nothing that will be displaying on the screen. You will be having a button. You have to click on a button, and then an audio will play. Okay, you have to listen to that audio very carefully, because whatever is spoken in that audio, the same exact sentence, you have to speak it out. Now, to have the best practice of these questions, what I would suggest you, that don't look towards the screen. I will be reading out one by one sentences. Once I read a particular sentence, you pause the video and then speak out the same sentence, because this is how you are going to get in your examination. Okay, hope you have understood it, what these questions are and how you have to attempt them. So for now, don't look on your screens. I will be reading out the sentences. You pause once I am completing one sentence and then read it aloud. Okay, so this will give you the better practice how you will actually attempt these types of questions in the exam. Let's start with sentence 1. The weather forecast predicts rain for tomorrow. Sentence number 2. She completed her assignment ahead of deadline. Sentence number 3. Time management is essential for productivity. Sentence number 4. The museum showcases artifacts from ancient civilizations. Sentence number 5. A balanced diet contributes to a healthy lifestyle. Sentence number 6. The conference will be held at the Grand Hall next month. Sentence number 7. Reading books expands knowledge and vocabulary. Sentence number 8. The scientists conducted several experiments to prove the theory. Okay guys, so we have practiced all the 8 sentences that we were having. Now some tips for these types of questions. So there can be different accents in which the sentence will be spoken. Okay, for now I have spoken in my normal Indian accent, so it might be the case that you have understood it clearly and you have spoken it very well. But there can be the case that the sentence that is spoken might be in another language, like language as in another English accent, like American English, or it can be in British English. So in those cases also you have to listen very attentively what the sentence is saying, okay, or what the audio is speaking. Okay, make sure that you listen in one go. Okay, listen in one go, because there are chances that you might not get the option to repeat the sentence. Okay, the sentence won't be repeated. Okay, and you also try to speak in one go. Okay, don't rely on that, okay, if I made a mistake, I will recapture my audio. You never know, you will get that chance or you won't get that chance. So don't take any risk. Okay, you have one chance for one question, you have to consider that. Okay, and also there is always timeline for all the assessment, for the complete assessment, which is 58 minutes. So don't think that, if you will spend more time on one one section you can attempt the complete exam. So you have to be like quick along with the clarity and accuracy. So don't waste time on a particular section, because if you will waste more time, then you will be short of time in the entire assessment. Okay, because for entire assessment to complete you have only 58 minutes. Okay, let's now move on to the next set of questions that we have. So next set of questions are based on jumbled sentences. Let's read the instructions carefully. First of all, rearrange the words to form meaningful sentences. So we are given few sentences, we need to rearrange them to make a meaningful sentence. Okay, let's start with one by one. First sentence. Now guys, I would highly recommend you that at this point, before I give you the solution of a particular question, you pause the video, try to figure out the answers of these questions on your own, and then proceed with the solutions. This way you can do the best practice of these types of questions. Okay, hope you have understood what we need to do in these types of questions. Okay, let's attempt with first question. So I will be writing down the answers of these questions on the screen, and at the same time you also keep on practicing it. The jumbled sentence is the beautifully night sky stars the lit. Okay, the answer for this question is going to be the stars beautifully lit the night sky. Okay, so this is the meaningful sentence with the correct sequence. Okay, the stars beautifully lit the night sky. Hope you have understood it. Let's now attempt this question number 2, which is a cake birthday baked delicious she. So this is our jumbled sentence. Let's try to figure out the correct sentence with the correct sequence. So the correct sentence would be something like, she baked a delicious birthday cake. Okay, so the correct sentence is she baked a delicious birthday cake. Moving on to sentence number 3, which is the jumbled sentence is playground children in playing the are. Okay, so the correct sentence will be the children are playing in the playground. Okay, hope you have got it. Let's now move on to the next question. The jumbled sentence is new a language exciting learning is. Okay, let's see the correct sequence for this one. The correct sentence will be learning a new language is exciting. Okay, so this is our correct answer for this question. Learning a new language is exciting. Next one is the wrote an inspiring author book. The correct answer for this one is going to be the author wrote an inspiring book. Okay, hope you have understood these types of questions and you have understood how to solve this. The pattern, basically the main aim of this video is that you should get habitual of the pattern of questions, so that when you will see the same types of question in the examination, you won't feel that okay, this is something which is new and you don't even understand the instructions at that time. Now when you are practicing these questions now itself, so when you will appear for these types of questions in the examination, you will be already having practice of question solving, right? So hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next set of questions, which is jumbled sentences. Okay, and these types of questions are also very common. Let's practice this so you will have a good practice of appearing it in the exam. Okay, so let's read the instructions first. Rearrange the words in a correct order to form the meaningful sentences. Again guys, my personal suggestion is pause the video before watching my solution. If you don't understand, then you can watch my solution. Otherwise, prepare the answer beforehand and then compare it with the solutions that I am giving. Okay, in this way you can practice in a better way. Let's attempt the first question. So we have the words as best is honesty always the policy. So the correct answer in this case is going to be honesty is always the best policy. Okay, hope you have understood it. Moving on to the next question now. Difficult subject found I mathematics very. Let's write the correct answer for this. I found mathematics very difficult. Okay, so this is the correct arrangement. Moving on to the third sentence. Delicious cake baked yesterday a she. So the correct rearrangement will be she baked a delicious cake yesterday. Okay, this is the correct arrangement. Let's move on to the next one now. enjoys brother my playing football? Please pause in between and then prepare the answers and then watch the solution. The answer for this is my brother enjoys playing football. Okay, this is the correct one. Moving on to the next one. Guys, before I move on to the next one, I humbly request you guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, because it takes a lot of effort to bring in these preparation videos for all of you. So as a payback, can you please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any updates in future, and also I will also get the motivation to create such content going forward. Let's attempt the next question that we have. The at station arrived train late. Okay, the correct answer in this case is going to be the train arrived late at the station. Okay, moving on to the next one. The jumbled words are company employees treat its well the correct answer is the company treats its employees well. Okay, this is the correct one. Now I am attempting question 7. Doctor appointment with maid I made an appointment with a doctor. Okay, make sure that you keep the sequences of a and an and a correctly. Let's attempt the next question, which is 8th number. Early wake should you up. The correct answer for this one is going to be you should wake up early. Okay, hope you guys are finding it helpful and you guys can also solve it by yourself. The next one is question number 9th, which is the restaurant Italian serves food. The correct answer for this is going to be the restaurant serves Italian food. Okay, moving on to the next one now, which is 10th one. So the question is performance was amazing the correct answer for this will be the performance was amazing. Okay, so guys, we have practiced 10 questions on jumbled sentences. In these questions, what we need to do was we need to rearrange the words in the correct order to form the meaningful sentences. And I hope now practicing these questions would have given you a better idea of how to solve these questions in your actual examination. Moving on to the next set of questions, wherein the type of question is question and answer type of question. What you need to do is, let's read the instruction. Answer the following questions in full sentences. Okay, so see, this is our question. Basically, you will be asked a question and then you don't have any answer with you. You need to yourself create that answer on the go, and then you need to read it out. Okay, you don't have to type these types of questions, you have to read it. Okay, so let's practice these kinds of question. I would suggest that don't focus on the answers which I have given, you just focus on the question and try to create the answer by your own. Okay, let's read the question number 1. What are your hobbies? The answer for this that you can give is in one sentence, my hobbies includes reading books, playing the guitar and traveling to new places. Okay, and guys, always make sure that for these types of question you will have a time limit. Okay, for example 30 seconds or 60 seconds. So prepare your answer or speak it in that way only. You should not speak, for example, if you are getting like 15 seconds, okay, for this type of question where you just need to read one sentence and you are speaking one paragraph, that is also not good. Okay, so make sure you speak according to the time. Let's see question number 2. Okay, so the question 2 is describe your favorite holiday destination. Okay, pause the video here and then think of the answer in your mind. The answer can be my favorite holiday destination in Switzerland and because of its scenic mountain, pleasant weather and peaceful atmosphere. Basically, you just have to tell which place is your favorite holiday destination and the reason why you think that is your favorite holiday destination. Moving on to the next one. What do you do when you face a challenge? The answer could be, when I face a challenge, I stay calm, analyze the situation and look for the logical solution. Moving on to the next one. How do you prepare for an important presentation? I prepare for an important presentation by organizing my content, practicing my speech and ensuring that my visuals are clear and engaging. So guys, if you notice my answers, how am I answering is, I am answering with a comma, right? So whenever there is a comma or something, I'm taking gaps in between. Okay, so you should also follow the same approach, that don't speak within one single breath. Okay, take gaps in between, which showcases that you are also following correct punctuation and correct grammars. Moving on to the next question. The next question is, what is one of the most important qualities in good leader? The answer could be, a good leader should have strong communication skills and ability to inspire and motivate a team. Let's move on now to the next question, which is, how do you manage your time effectively? So the answer can be, I manage my time by prioritizing tasks, setting deadlines, and avoiding distractions. Okay. Let's move on now to the next question, which is, what is your favorite book and why? So this is the question that is given to us, and we need to think of the answer in our by our own. Okay. Let's see the answer for it. My favorite book is The Alchemist because it teaches valuable life lessons about following one's dreams. Now guys, one suggestion for these kinds of questions. See, now many of you are not very good readers, right? So you guys might think, okay, like what could be my favorite book? I don't know at the moment, right? Just be very calm. Okay, see, you don't have to tell the actual novel only. You can even talk about your subject, right? You just need to speak one sentence with fluency. That is the main goal of this communication assessment. You have to understand that. Okay, so don't worry that, if there is one such question on a specific topic, speak out the first thing that comes in your mind, I would say, because you won't have that much of time to think also, right? Let's see the next question. If you could invent something, what would it be? Okay, let's see the answer for this question. I would invent a device that translates animal sounds into human languages to understand them better. So the correct answer would be in this way. Let's now move on to the next question. How do you handle a stressful situations? Okay, so the correct answer for this could be, I handle the stressful situation by taking deep breaths, staying organized, and focusing on finding a solution. Okay. Guys, before we dive deep into this set of questions, I want to humbly request you that if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you are finding this video helpful, please give it a like, as this motivates me to bring more such content for all of you. Okay, let's see the next set of questions that we have. The next set of questions is questions and answers based questions. Let's read the instructions in order to solve these questions. The instruction says that answer the following questions appropriately. So we are asked few questions and we have to read it, or we have to speak aloud the answers. Okay, let's see how can we attempt it. So the questions that is there on our screen is, what is your favorite hobby and why? So the answer for this can be, my favorite hobby is reading because it helps me learn new things and improves my vocabulary. So see, in this way you will be getting one questions, you have to answer it on the go. Okay, you don't have any time to prepare or something. Basically you just have to answer it. Okay, how do you usually spend your weekends? I usually spend my weekends relaxing, reading, or catching up with friends and family. Okay, so you have to just give a very basic 1 or 2 sentence answer, short and sweet, not too long. Okay, but you have to make sure that you are not making any grammatical mistakes, or you are not clear in your words. That should not happen. Okay, whatever you are speaking, speak with utmost clarity. That is the main important thing. Moving on to question number 3 that we have. Can you describe a memorable trip you have taken? The answer for this is going to be, I once traveled to the mountains with my family and breathtaking views made it a truly unforgettable experience. Let's move on to the next question that we have. What are some of qualities of a good leader? A good leader should be confident, communicative, and able to inspire and motivate others. Next question that we have is, if you could meet any historical figure, who would it be and why? The answer for this can be, I would like to meet Albert Einstein to learn more about his ideas and theories. Let's move on to the next question that we have. What are the benefits of teamwork in a professional setting? Teamwork improves collaboration, enhances productivity, and it helps in problem solving. Okay. Moving on to the next question. How do you handle stressful situations effectively? The answer for this can be, I stay calm, prioritize tasks, and take breaks when needed to manage stress. Let's see the next question that we have. What steps do you take to stay organized and manage your time? The answer for this question can be, I create a to-do list of my tasks, set deadlines, and break the task into smaller steps. Moving on to the next question that we have. Describe a skill you have recently learned and how it has helped you. The answer for this is going to be, I recently learned coding, which has helped me develop problem solving skill and logical thinking. Moving on to the next question. What would you do if you had an unexpected day off? So the answer for this can be I would relax, spend time with my family, or work on personal project. So these are some of the things that I would do on an unexpected day off. See guys, now if you notice one thing, when you are answering and you are short of words sometimes, if you feel that you are asked a question, now within like 4 to 5 words only your answer is completed. So what you can do is you can repeat the same parts of the words that were asked in the sentence. Okay, like for example, in this question, what would you do if you had an unexpected day off? So you can say, if I would have get an unexpected day off, I would revise my notes, practice speaking. So have you noticed the flow? What I have done is I have taken the part of a question and I am starting with that only, so that I'm getting some content to speak. But do this only if you are short of content. If you have already content in mind to speak, then you don't need to do this. Okay, I hope this tip was helpful. Moving on to the next question, which is how do you prepare for an important exam or presentation? So the answer can be I revise notes, practice speaking, and ensure I get enough rest before the big day. Next question that we have is, what is one of the most challenging tasks that you have completed? So the answer for this can be, completing a group project with a tight deadline was challenging, but it was rewarding at the end. Okay, it was rewarding at the end basically. So guys, in this way, hope you have understood the concept, how you have to attempt these types of questions and how you have to answer them. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Now guys, before we move on to the next set of questions, I just want one thing from you guys, that doesn't matter from which background you are, from which batch you are, you have to write your review in this video, or it does not matter whether your review is good or bad. If you have felt that this video is helpful, just write helpful. Okay, and if you have felt need improvement, then just write need improvement. Okay, this way I will get to know if there is any scope of improvement in these types of practice videos. And if you want more preparation video related to your communication assessment, make sure to write that also, because I am planning to create one more practice questions videos for you guys. Okay, let's now move on to the next set of questions that we have. The next set of questions is based on storytelling. Let's understand what these types of questions are asking us by reading the instructions. Create a short story based on the given prompts. So we have a prompt 1, which is a lost letter. Okay, so see, you will be given a prompt which is the title first of all, and then you will have some basic content. Okay, like this is the basic content. Okay, you can say using this you have to speak for like around 60 to 90 seconds. Okay, so this is the answer. I would highly suggest you that don't look at the answer now. You have to create your own answer. Okay, because that is what you have to do in your actual examination. Let's read the question first of all. Okay, so what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to remove this prompt from our screen. Okay, for now. Okay, so that you don't focus on that, and then we will see what is the correct answer. So the prompt is a lost letter. This is basically the title that on which we have to speak, and the help content that is given to us is, imagine you find an old unopened letter in an antique shop. The letter is addressed to someone but never delivered. Create a story about what happens next. Okay, so guys, I would suggest you take a moment, pause the video at this point and try to create a short paragraph on this, whatever you feel so. Okay, and then you have to speak that, because in examination also you will get some time, around 30 to 60 seconds or something, in which you have to prepare this content. But I would highly recommend you don't write everything on that time, just prepare pointers what you have to speak around it. Okay, and then you have to frame your story. Okay, let's see. What I'm going to do is, now I'm going to take the answer and then we are going to see how you can answer this one. So the answer for this can be, one day I visited antique shop and found an old letter hidden inside a book. The envelope was sealed but never delivered. Out of curiosity, I opened it and discovered a love letter written in 1950. It was addressed to a woman named Emma but never reached her. Determined to reunite the letter with its rightful owner, I researched and found out that Emma was still alive, living in a retirement home. I visited her, and when she read the letter, her tears filled her eyes. It was from her childhood sweetheart, whom she never got to marry. That day, I witnessed a piece of history unfold before my eyes. So guys, if you have noticed one pattern, like 50% of the content in the starting of the story was taken from whatever the content is already given to us in the question. Okay, and then rest of the content only we have to create the story, right? So basically you can also create your stories in this type of way. Okay, that half of the content you can take up from whatever is given based on that data, and then you can create your own story going forward. So the type of question is storytelling, and the instruction that is given to us is look at the given prompts and create a short story based on it. See, so your question will be only this much, okay? This much part which I have like put it in the box. So you will have a prompt that is you find a mysterious key on the street. Where does it lead? Okay, now this is your prompt. You know, sometimes what happens, based on this you will get some points, okay, like 1 2 3 points that will be helpful in creating you that will be helpful for you in creating your paragraphs, okay? But the other times you will just find this one statement, and based on this you yourself have to speak on the paragraph. So that is why I have not taken the hint sentences, because we are going to prepare the paragraph by our own. See, so just read your topic or your prompt and then prepare your paragraph by yourself. Let's see what is our paragraph or story. One day while walking home, I noticed a shiny key lying on the pavement. Curiosity got the better of me and I picked it up. The key had strange engravings on it, unlike anything I had seen before. I decided to look around, and just a few steps ahead, I found an old wooden door covered in vines. My heart raced as I inserted the key into the lock. To my surprise, the door cracked open, revealing a hidden garden filled with glowing flowers and a small chest in the middle. I walked towards it and wondering what secrets it held. Now, guys, you might have heard, like you might have felt that the language of this is very tough. Okay, so you don't have to speak in this language. You have to speak in your normal English or your normal vocabulary. There might be a possibility that you don't know many you are not very good with vocabulary or very good with English words. So you should use only those words which you are good with in your day-to-day life, right? Because then only you can pronounce those words properly, right? Let's see the next prompt that we have. The prompt is a boy wakes up one day and realizes he can talk to animals. So you have to speak a paragraph on this topic. So let's see what you can say. One morning, Sam woke up feeling different as he stretched his pet parrot Coco suddenly said, "Good morning, Sam. How did you sleep?" Sam froze. Did the parrot just talk to me? But it wasn't just Coco. All the animals outside were speaking too. The birds discussed their plans for the day, and the neighbor's dog complained about his food. Overwhelmed but excited, Sam decided to use his new ability to help lost animals find their new home. Soon, he became known as Animal Whisperer, and his advantage had only just begun. Now, guys, just a small tip. See, don't focus too much on, like, story. Okay, this is not storytelling. Okay, this is not storytelling. The main focus is always communication and pronunciation. You should focus on that. Okay, so see, it's not like you will get good marks if you are narrating a good story, or someone will get a bad marks or bad rating based on your story. Okay, it's not about that. It's only about pronunciation and communication. If you are speaking not very sensible story also, it is fine. It should be smooth and fluent. Moving on. Okay, so we have seen two questions based on storytelling. Now let's move on to the next set of questions, which is based on reading paragraphs. Let's see the instructions for these questions. Read the following paragraphs aloud and clearly and fluent. Okay, so basically we will be given a paragraph. We just need to read it aloud. Okay, let's see this question. Technology has transformed the way we communicate. In the past, letters and telegrams were the primary means of long distance communication. Today, with the rise of a smartphone and internet, people can instantly connect with anyone around the world. Social media platforms, emails, and video calls have made communication faster and more convenient. See, so guys, there are some tips for these types of question. Don't take too much gaps in between. Okay, don't take too much gaps while reading paragraphs. Okay, and don't be very don't read it in full speed. Okay, take proper gaps with punctuations wherever punctuation. Okay, take proper gaps following punctuations. Okay, so you have to maintain the pace basically. So you do not have to go very fast also, and you don't have to go very slow also. Let's see the second paragraph that we have. I would suggest pause the video here, read it by yourself, and then continue forward. The paragraph is, good time management is essential for success. People who plan their day effectively can accomplish more tasks in less time. Making a to-do list, setting priorities, and avoiding distractions helps in staying productive. Time is a valuable resource, and managing it wisely leads to a balanced and stress-free life. Now, guys, you might feel that your tone of speaking is not as fast as mine. That depends on person to person, so don't worry about that. You can even read the sentences in a slow pace, but the main thing is your grammatical and pronunciation should be good. Okay, I'm reading the same passage once again to showcase if someone who is reading in a slow pace, how they will read. Okay, so I'm now reading in a slow pace. Okay, good time management is essential for success. People who plan their day effectively can accomplish more tasks in less time. Making a to-do list, setting priorities, and avoiding distractions help in staying productive. Time is a valuable resource, and managing it wisely leads to balanced and stress-free life. Okay, now guys, there are few things again here. If you are reading too slow, okay, now you will be getting some time duration around 60 second or 30 second to read one paragraph. Okay, now you should not be reading that much slow also, that you will be short of time, that you are reading only and the time is already up. So these few things you have to take care. Okay, let's now move on to the next paragraph that we have. Okay, I'm going to read out the paragraph now. Reading books is one of the best ways to gain knowledge. Books transport us to different worlds, introducing us to new ideas and improve our vocabulary. Whether it's a fiction, history, or self-improvement, every book has something valuable to offer. Developing a habit of reading regularly can enhance creativity and critical thinking. Okay, moving on to the next paragraph. Next paragraph is, healthy eating is important for maintaining a strong body and mind. Consuming a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and proteins helps in staying energetic and active. Drinking plenty of water and exercising regularly also contribute to a healthy lifestyle. Avoiding junk food and sugary drinks can prevent many health issues in the long run. The next paragraph that we have is, teamwork is a key factor in achieving successes in any organization. When people work together, they bring different skills and ideas to the table. Good teamwork leads to better problem solving, improved efficiency, and a positive work environment. Respect, communication, collaboration are essential qualities of a strong team. Let's read this next paragraph. Climate change is one of the biggest challenges faced by the world today. Rising temperature, melting glaciers, and extreme weather conditions are signs of global warming. Reducing carbon emissions, using renewable energy, and planting more trees can help combat climate change. Every individual can contribute by making small but meaningful changes in daily life. Okay, moving forward, let's see the next set of question, which is reading paragraph. Okay, so in this type of question, what we need to do is read the following paragraph aloud. So you will be given a paragraph, you have to read it out aloud, nothing else. Okay, let's read this paragraph. The Amazon forest is often referred as the lungs of the earth because it produces about 20% of the world's oxygen. It is home to millions of species of plants, animals, and insects. However, deforestation has become a major concern as vast areas of the forest are being cleared for agriculture and urbanization. Conservation efforts are necessary to protect this crucial ecosystem. So this is the paragraph that was there on your screen. You just have to read it aloud. Hope you have understood it. Let's move on to the next set of questions that we have. Okay, so let's see what we need to do in this set of question. Instruction that is given to us is read the following paragraphs and answer the question based on them. Okay, let's understand. Okay, what we need to do here is, first of all, we are given a paragraph. Okay, and then based on that paragraph, we are asked few questions. We have to answer the question. Okay, basically. So guys, you can say this is kind of a passage based question. So you have to read the paragraph very attentively. Let's read the paragraph that we have here. Thomas Edison was one of the greatest inventors in history. He is best known for inventing the electric light bulb, but he also developed many other important devices such as the phonograph and motion picture camera. Despite facing multiple failures, he never gave up and continued working on his experiments, which eventually led to groundbreaking discoveries. Okay, let's see now the questions that are follows on this passage or paragraph. First question is, what is Thomas Edison famous for? The answer for this question is going to be inventing the electric bulb. Okay. So if you have to speak the answer for this, how you will speak? Okay, you will speak in this way. Thomas Edison is famous for inventing the electric bulb. Moving on to second question that we have here. Name two other inventions by Thomas Edison. So what can be the answer for this one? Photograph and motion picture camera. Okay, photograph and motion picture camera. Now how can you answer this one? The two other inventions by Thomas Edison are photograph and motion picture camera. Let's see the third question that we have based on the paragraph. What quality made Edison a successful inventor? The answer for this can be his persistence despite multiple failures. Okay, multiple failures. So the answer for this question is going to be the qualities that made Edison a successful inventor were his persistence despite multiple failures. Okay, hope you have understood the pattern of these types of questions and how can you answer them. Moving on to the next set of questions that we have. Now guys, we are entering to grammar based question. Okay, now there is a section where you will get grammar based question. This section is mostly fill in the blank. Okay, fill in the blank type of question. Okay, you will be having different questions based on English grammar and you need to fill in the correct answer whatever is basically asked to you. Okay, let's understand one by one and see what kinds of question that we will get in this type of questions. First will be verb forms based questions. Let's see the instruction. Fill in the blank using the correct form of verb in brackets. The question that we have first is she dash write an email to her friend. So the correct answer in this case is going to be she is writing an email to her friend. Next question that we have is the sun dash in the east. The answer for this is going to be the sun rises in the east. Let's see the next one that we have. We dash a movie when the power went out. Okay, the correct answer for this one is going to be we were watching a movie. Okay, when the power went out. Guys, you have to focus on correct tense also. Power already went out, so that is why we are using were watching. What happened when power went out? We were watching a movie at that time. Next one that we have is by next year she dash her degree. So the answer for this would be by next year she will have completed. Okay, we are talking about future, so you have to use the correct verbs here. Okay, hope you have understood these types of questions. Let's move on to the next set of questions that we have based on grammar. So the question are now based on tenses. Fill in the blanks using the appropriate tense provided in the brackets. So the first question that we have is I dashed my grandparents last weekend. The answer for this is going to be I visited. Okay, because we are talking about past tense here. Second question that we have here is she dashed for her exams when I called. So the correct answer will be she was studying. Okay, when I called her. Again a past tense based question statement. Next up we have by the time we arrived the movie dash already. The answer for this is going to be by the time we arrived the movie has started already. Okay, next one that we have is if you dash earlier you wouldn't have missed the bus. The answer for this one is going to be had woken up. If you had woken up earlier you wouldn't have missed the bus. Let's move on to the next set of questions that we have, which are based on articles. Let's see the instructions that we are given. Fill in the blank using the correct article. The first question is she adopted dash dog from the shelter. Now what are articles? Just in case if you have forgotten, a and the are the articles that we have to use in these sentences. Okay, the first question is she adopted dash dog from a shelter. The correct answer is A. She adopted a dog from the shelter. Next question that we have is he bought dash umbrella because it was raining. So since this umbrella word has U in it, so we will use N, okay, which is a vowel. So umbrella, U is a vowel, right? So we will use N. Next one that we have is I watched dash interesting documentary last night. Again, I, which is a vowel, so we will use N. I watched an interesting documentary last night. Let's move on to the next set of questions that we have, which are based on prepositions. So in prepositions, fill in the blank with the most suitable prepositions. Again, these are fill in the blanks based questions. You just have to take care of the correct preposition that is going to come in. Okay, let's see the first question that we have. She is interested dash learning new languages. The correct answer in this case is going to be she is interested in learning new languages. Let's move on to the second question. The book is lying dash the table. The correct answer will be the book is lying on the table. Third question that we have is we will meet dash Monday morning. The answer is going to be we will meet on Monday morning. Okay. Let's now move on to the next set of questions that we have, which is based on voice change. Voice change as in we will be having the sentences either in active voice, if we have it in active voice, what we need to do is we have to change it to passive, okay, or else we will be given the sentence in passive voice, so we have to change it to active voice. Okay, now guys, when we say active and when we are talking about active and passive voice, you also have to understand there are some cases, very rarely, not every time, you might also get question from indirect to direct also. Okay, like you will be having the sentence in indirect speech, so you have to speak it in direct speech, or if you have it in direct speech, then you have to like answer the sentence in indirect. But as I'm telling you, very rarely you get the questions on direct and indirect. Mostly you will get it on active and passive voices. Let's see the first question that we have. The sentence is in active voice, which is she wrote a novel. Okay, now this is in active voice, we have to change it to passive voice. Okay, I'm writing the answer over here. A novel was written by her. Okay, this is the correct answer for this question. Let's move on to the next question that we have. Question number 2. They will complete the project soon. This is in active voice, we have to change it to passive voice. The answer for this is going to be the project will be completed soon by them. Okay, completed soon by them. Let's move on to the third question that we have here. The manager is reviewing the reports. This is in active voice, we have to change it to passive voice. The answer is going to be the reports are being reviewed by the manager. Okay, hope you have understood all the answers. Okay, if you have any doubts in any point, you can ask me in the comment section. Moving on. So guys, we have seen 6 questions based on paragraph reading. Now we are moving on to the next set of questions, which is fill in the blanks types of questions. Okay, so this is fill in the blanks type of questions. Now we are going to see next few set of questions we are going to see based on this pattern only. Now the first pattern that we have is verb forms. So in this question, let's see what we need to do. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of verb in the brackets. So see, we are having a sentence and we are given a form, we are given a word in the bracket. Okay, we need to fill in the blanks with the correct form of verb. Okay, let's see the first question. She dash a letter to her friend every weekend. Okay, so see, the correct answer in this case for the first one is going to be she writes a letter. Okay, she writes a letter. Basically the answer is writes. Okay, a letter is already there in the sentence. Moving on to the second one. Again guys, I would highly suggest you to pause the video and try to solve the questions by your own now and then follow it going forward. The second question is the baby dashed loudly when the mother entered the room. Okay, and the word that we have is cry. So the correct answer for this one is going to be the baby was crying loudly when the mother entered the room. The correct answer is was crying. Moving on to the third question. By this time next year, he dash his degree. Okay, the correct answer for this one will be by this time next year, he will have completed his degree. Okay, so this is the correct answer in this case. Moving on to the question number 4. I dash a book when the power went out, and the word that we have is read. So the correct answer in this case will be I was reading a book when the power went out. Okay, let's move on to the next question now, which is question number 5. The teacher asked the students to dash their assignments on time. So we have the word as submit. So the answer will be the teacher asked the students to submit their assignments on time. So in this way, in this case, it is going to be the same word. Next question is if she dashed harder, she would have passed the exam. The word that we have is study. So the correct answer in this case is studied. Okay, because it is like past tense. So we have to use the correct form of verb in the brackets. Given in the brackets. Okay, next question is question number 7. The question is he dashed to the gym every morning, and the word is go. The correct answer in this case is going to be he goes to the gym every morning. Let's move on to the next one now, which is we dash a movie when she called. So the correct answer for this will be we were watching a movie when she called. Okay, so the correct answer is this. I hope you have understood these types of questions, because these are like you will get these types of question in your communication assessment round. Moving on to the next set of questions will be this is again fill in the blanks types of question. Okay, but as I told, in fill in the blanks also you will get different types or different patterns of question. Okay, and these questions are based on tenses. Okay, So let's see, let's read the instruction first, what we need to do in this type of question. Fill in the blank using the appropriate tense of the verb provided in the brackets. Let's see the first question. Okay, the first question is, they dash football when it started to rain. The correct answer for this is going to be, they were playing football. Okay, they were playing football when it started to rain. So the correct form of verb we have to like use here. So tense of the verb basically we have to use here. And next is by the time we arrived, the bus leave. Okay, and instead of leave, it should be the bus had left. Okay. Moving on to the third one, she always dash up early. Okay, the correct answer in this one is, she always wakes up early. Okay. Moving on to the question number 4, which is, next year we dash to Europe. Okay, and the word that we have is travel. So the correct answer in this one is going to be, next year we will travel to Europe. Okay, because this is like future tense, right? We are talking about next year means future tense. Moving on to the question 5, which is, when I was a child, I dash to draw, and the word is like. So the correct answer in this case will be, when I was a child, I liked to draw. Okay. Moving on to the question number 6, that is, he dash at this company for 5 years. Okay, and the correct answer is, he has been working at this company for 5 years, because he is still working, right? So we have to say he has been working. Next is, while she dashed, the guest arrived. Okay, and the word is cook. So the correct answer will be, while she was cooking, because see, we got to know that this is the past tense statement based on word arrived. Okay, arrived is in past tense, so that is what we also prepared our word in this way only, that she was cooking, right? Because since we are talking about past tense here. 8th question, if he dash me, I will answer, and the word is call. So the correct answer will be, if he calls me, and this is about future tense. Okay, so if he calls me, I will answer. Okay, basically the correct answer will be calls. Okay, because me was already there in the sentence. So hope you have understood these types of questions also. Now let's quickly move on to the next set of questions, which is again fill in the blank, but the pattern is articles. Okay, you need to fill in the blanks with the correct articles, which will be given to you in the brackets. Let's now see the first question. Okay, let me even read the instruction first before we solve it. Fill in the blank with the correct article, and the articles that you can use are a, an, the, or no article. Okay, let's see. The first is, I saw dash elephant at the zoo. Okay, and the correct answer in this case is going to be an, because we are having a vowel here. Okay. Second question is, she bought dash from the market. Okay, so the correct answer will be, she bought an orange from the market. Again, we have an O here. Moving on to the third question, we stayed at dash hotel near the beach. Sorry. So the correct answer is going to be, we stayed at a hotel near the beach. Okay. Now guys, before I move on to the next question, I just want to humbly request you guys, if you are feeling this helpful, and if you have watched so far, please make sure that you have subscribed to the channel and you have given a like to the video. Okay. Now make sure that you are also attempting the question side by side. Let's move on to the next question, which is, he is dash honest person. The correct answer in this case is going to be, he is an honest. Okay, because you know, although the word is H, but the pronunciation is honest, which is O, right? So yeah, this is one of the grammatical rules. Moving on to the next question, they visited dash Taj Mahal last summer. The correct answer in this case is going to be, they visited the Taj Mahal last summer. Moving on to question 5, which is, she is reading dash interesting book. So the answer is going to be, she is reading an interesting book, because the word has an vowel with it. Okay. Hope you have understood these types of questions. Let's now quickly move on to the next set of questions, which is again going to be fill in the blanks, but the pattern here is we need to fill it with proper prepositions. Okay. Let's read the instructions that is given to us. Fill in the blank with the correct preposition. Okay. Let's start attempting the question with question 1. Okay. The first question is, the book is dash the table. The options that we have are on, in, at. The correct answer that we will fit in this option is, the book is on the table. Let's look at the question number 2. She was born dash July, and the options that we have are on, in, and at. The correct answer in this case is going to be in. Okay, she was born in July. Let's move on to the next question now. The next question is, we will meet you dash 5 p.m. Okay, and the correct answer, the options that we have are at, in, and on. Okay, so the correct answer that will come here will be, we will meet you at 5 p.m. Let's attempt the next question. The cat jumped dash the box. The options that we have are over, into, and onto. The cat jumped. What will be the option that will come here? The cat jumped into the box. Okay, into the box. Let's move on to the next question now. I have been working here dash 5 years. Since, for, from. The correct answer for this will be for 5 years. Moving on to the next question now. He is interested dash learning new languages. And the options that we have is on, in, and at. The correct answer will be, he is interested in learning new languages. Now guys, before we move on to the next question and before we complete this question, I want to let you know that, sometimes in some of the questions, there can be more than one answer. Okay, for example, like I don't know if we have this question at this time or not, but there is a probability in some of the questions that you might feel that on is also correct and in is also correct, right? So that possibility is also there. So don't get confused, okay, in exam. Choose the most appropriate one which you feel that can be the answer of a particular question. Now let's move on to the next set of questions. So guys, the next set of questions that we have is voice change based questions, and these are very popular questions. So it will be good if you have practice of these questions. Let's see the instructions first of all. Change the voice of the following sentences as required. Okay, let's start looking one by one. The first one that we have, first is, the chef cooked a delicious meal. Okay, and we need to change this sentence into passive sentence. Okay, so let me write down the answers for you. A delicious meal was cooked by the chef. Okay, the correct answer will be, a delicious meal was cooked by the chef. The sentence was in active voice and we need to change it to passive voice. Let's see the question 2, and this sentence is in passive voice. We need to change it to active voice. The question is, the project was completed by the team. We need to change this to active voice. The correct answer will be, the team completed the project. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question now. The question is, she wrote a letter to her friend, and we need to change this in passive voice. So the answer for this one is going to be, a letter was written by her to her friend. Okay, so this is going to be the correct answer. Let's see next question now quickly. The parcel was delivered by the courier, and we need to change this to active voice. Okay, let's see what is going to be the answer for this question. Okay, pardon my handwriting, I am just writing very quickly. So the correct answer for this is going to be, the courier delivered the parcel. Okay, the courier delivered the parcel. Question 5 is, the manager approved the leave request. We need to change it to passive voice again. The answer will be, the leave request was approved by the manager. Okay, next up we have 6th question, which is, a beautiful painting was created by the artist, and we need to change it to active voice. The correct answer will be, the artist created a beautiful painting. Okay, so hope you have got the clear understanding of these types of questions too. Now let's quickly move on to the next one. So guys, so far we have seen questions based on all the topics. Okay, now we have came to an end of this video, and now is the time that you have to solve the questions that I will give you. So see, now I have 2 questions for you. What you need to do is, you need to attempt these questions by your own, and you need to answer the questions in the comment box. Okay, make sure to attempt it if you have watched so far, because guys, this is your journey and you only have to comment it down. So guys, this is your DIY question 1. What you need to do is, you need to fill in the blanks with the appropriate verb, appropriate tense of the verb. Okay, we have already seen these kinds of question. The question is, by the time she arrives, we dash our work, and the word that you have is finish. Moving on to question 2, I dash not or see him since last. The second DIY question is, I dash not or see him since last summer. You need to again fill in the blank. So make sure that you attempt these both DIY questions and write down the answers of these DIY questions in the comment box. And guys, again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so. Share it with your friends who are going to attempt your Cognizant Communication Assessment. Also, please make sure that you check this playlist, as it is going to be again super helpful, as I already mentioned. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know your review in the comment box.